Well, hello, Robert Heffernan with EndoTech, and this is Blockchain Vitals. It's our daily show talking about cryptocurrencies. Crypto's firmly in the matrix. You know, I don't think cryptos can come out of the matrix, right? Although I did see some of these Bitcoin ATMs actually printing out, you know, the digital digital copy of your wallet addresses. Maybe it doesn't have to be in the matrix. Maybe it could come out. I don't know. Hell, anything's possible. But this Blockchain Vitals is our daily show talking cryptocurrencies, price action, and you please follow us on Twitter at EndoTech_IO and at HFR from the floor. Very interesting price activity today that I want to talk about. Let's do the rounds because it's imperative that I show you. You know the old saying, well, first of all, the saying is do the rounds. Doing the rounds like a physician would in the ward, doing the rounds. But my chance to talk about a tweet or a headline, or in this case, a chart. Sometimes I do this segment and going to the chart, which maybe would have been more apropos since it is a chart. But I want to show you something here, and what is circled there is what we call in the technical charting hemisphere a gap. We left a gap here, right? 3,900 to 3,925-esque. And this is Bitcoin futures. All right, back to the futures. Believe me, I spent so much time in futures. We can go back to the futures anytime you want. And I can give you a pretty educated idea of what's going on in the futures. I got to tell you something about futures markets. They hate to leave gaps. They hate it, all right? You go back and look at thousands and thousands of futures charts and find the number of gaps that they leave. And I'm telling you, you talk about small books in the world, one of those is gaps left in futures contracts. And I'm not saying that this is cause and effect, all right? Listen, I'm not here to tell you that. Like, why does this stuff happen? I don't know why it happens, but I'm telling you right now that we filled the gap on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange Bitcoin futures chart that was left there. Sometimes gaps are like unfinished business. Like, we need to go fill that gap, and then we can explode. It's crazy. I don't know how it works out that way or why it works out that way. The market is like this sentient thing that says, wait a second, we got a gap down there. We have to go fill that gap. Then we can explode. Until we fill the gap, listen, you guys are wasting my time. You want to fill it now or you want to fill it later? We're going to go fill the gap. One day or another, we're going to fill the gap. All right, so look at that. Low 39.05. All right, there is still a $5 gap there. One tick, by the way, in the Chicago Mercantile Exchange contract. $5 ticks there in Shy Town. And so for my money, they filled the gap. Come on, who's going to argue about a tick? Please don't bother me with the tick on the gap fill. They filled the gap. Anyway, I wanted to point it out because it's important, man. I've watched charts forever. And all the time, I think there's so much strength in the market, and I'm saying they're not going to go back and get that gap. And all the time, they go back and get the gap. It's unbelievable. Even in explosively volatile markets, they fill gaps. That's what markets do. Anyway, I wanted to point it out before we go on to the vitals because maybe that's just the little icing on the cake or the straw that breaks the camel's back. All right, we filled the gap. Now let's go. I'm not saying that's 100% sure, but I'm telling you right now, we got the gap fill taken care of. So onwards, we can go. Let's take the vitals. Taking the vitals, my chance to talk about actionable trading information. This week, I'm covering IOTA. And IOTA right now, nice day today, man. A great candle they put in IOTA, trading 31.38 right now. And you know what? We're supposed to have IOTA up here. And hey, shame on you. Shame on to the production people. Hold on a second. I'm going to get it there. There it is. All right, IOTA. Like I said, trading a 31.43 last. All right, outperforming. How about this? Outperforming on the daily basis. And after this pullback today, you know, not a lot of coins you can talk about outperforming, but IOTA, one of them. I don't know, call me a sage, whatever you want to call me, but IOTA for sure, a shining light in the crypto sphere, especially in the top 12. And right now, outperforming the standard deviation modeling, the pivot modeling, trading 31.43, firmly in up momentum. And for me, 33.55, let's go trade that weekly up momentum level in IOTA. Why not? All right. Let me tell you something. We filled the gap in Bitcoin. If Bitcoin finds some strength, IOTA is going to find 33.55 up momentum on the weekly, and then room to 40.16 on strength. 40.16 in IOTA. All right, listen, quick one tonight. Quick one. NCAA basketball action happening in North America, and I got to get back to the Cagers here, but I'm going to say goodbye to YouTube and cover the rest of the sheet here. My thoughts will be quick. Holy smokes. Hold on. There I am. How about that? We played a little hide and seek tonight. Anyway, goodbye to YouTube, all right? Goodbye to you.